All right, I crashed at like 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. That's kind of how I do. I'll just go, go, go. Like, I've been on 6 hours of sleep or less for a couple of weeks now. Yesterday, it caught up with me. At like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm like, you should go in there and lay down. I just got up a little while ago. I woke up at midnight after 8 hours of good, what I feel is good sleep. It could be sleep apnea. I could be dying and not breathing. I don't really care. I know I'm snoring like a mofo, though, because people have told me that. So, but when you live alone, it's kind of like the hairs that I missed when I shaved my head. Baby Crawler was quick to point that out to me. And so was another postal employee. God bless their pea-picking hearts. I'm like, yeah, I live alone, and I'm trying to use clippers, think boot camp, and I live alone. Hold on, have I said that? And the blades may not be okay, so no, I didn't go in the bathroom and try and find the little tufts. I felt them, and I was like, yeah, okay, they're there. The other hairs will catch up. It'll be all right. And that's the way I look at it. And then who gonna know? In 6 weeks, 8 weeks, who gonna know? Nobody gonna know. I mean, not unless you get right above my head and you start lifting hairs and measuring them. You're just not going to know. It's going to be okay. Relax. Yeah, I remember watching Lewis Black. I like Lewis Black. I do. I remember watching Lewis Black do a piece on humor. And he went right after the Muslims. Yes, he did. Their lack of humor. I underpin what he said. I have traveled in the Middle East, ish. I've been to Egypt. I've been to Israel. I was in one shop. I don't know if I was buying her a gold chain. You ain't never seen so much gold. I know you think you're an American, right? And there's gold. And you can go down to the jewelry store. You can buy hollowed out chains, and think you've got all that, which is nothing. But that's okay. Don't buy diamonds. Listen to me. If you just can't handle cash and you just don't like the look of it or the feel of it in your wallet and your checking account, and you want to convert it into another commodity, buy gold. Do not buy diamonds, ever. Because you can't afford the ones where you actually get your return on your investment. You can't afford museum grade pieces, stones. Side rant, buy gold, kids. Where was I? I'm feeling pretty plucky this morning. Yeah, love me some Steve Martin. He's good. What I believe. What was the one thing he says I wanted to tell you about? I can't remember now. Maybe it'll come back to me. Yeah, when you can't joke about anything, is it any wonder that some of the greatest, let's face it, some of the greatest stand-up comics are like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. Jerry Seinfeld. If you need it, for instance. There you go, Jerry Seinfeld. I'm not doing them college campus tours anymore. No, everybody's way too PC. They're way too uptight. They're way too Arab. There, I said it. When you cannot laugh at yourself, and Lord knows I couldn't, I was too busy having other children laughing at me for my nose, the size of my nose. Okay? So I learned what it was like really early on to say, go fuck yourselves, all of you. And you could say the humor went out of my life from an early age. You can see it in my poetry. I've seen it as the constructor. Oh, they get sweet. They get deep. Occasionally, they're able to peek up above the surface of the water and say, "Hi, I'm a poem." Usually not. They're usually down at the bottom of the ocean. Yes, I'm not a light soul by nature, a happy soul by nature. However, in the Lord, I find both joy and happiness now. I can report to you today and say, I'm happy. I'm 59 years old. It took me to reach the age of 59 for me to be able to say to you, as God is my witness, I'm happy. Now, I've had joy since I stopped drinking. Pretty much. I mean, hey, the first year or two kind of rough. It's a roller coaster ride, but you dug the hole. You got to get yourself out of it. And that's by participation in your life, in your fellowship. If you're an alcoholic, go to meetings. Sorry, another quick aside rant. And if you're not an alcoholic, go to church. Oh, I just convicted myself there. Jared, shut your mouth, Pastor. I just convicted myself right to the core. Shut up! Stupid holy man, shut up. I know he's over there snickering right now when he hears this. Oh. If you choose to be like me, an island, okay. It's good enough for Keanu Reeves, isn't it? Right? Doesn't this, handsome little bastard, Keanu Reeves, isn't he a bachelor? Forever single? And I guess there's a whole bunch of women trying to get up next to him. And he's like, no, he goes out, he does his own grocery shopping, he folds his own clothes, he's a bachelor. And he chooses to stay that way. So did my uncle. We used to look at my uncle and go, dude, pretty handsome. You should have seen pictures of him when he was younger, too. Oh, this is a handsome man, my mother's brother. And we often, the whole family went like, why didn't you ever get married? Now I understand why he never married. Far easier it is for me to experience a full range of emotions here alone with the God of my understanding. An occasional sortie out to get whatever, to get egg on my face. But I'm quite content to sit here in this domicile alone for the rest of my days. Lest God Daddy calls me out into the world. I already told the pastor, I already told Jared once, I said, you better hope you never see me show up in your sanctuary one day. Because I've done it for the church before. I've done it when the callings of the Holy Ghost has led me. I've made a spectacle. If I believe the Holy Ghost is leading me, there's no stopping me. Because I made that promise to it a long time ago. I will obey you. Far better for me to obey the Holy Ghost than not to. Now, I've harped on that before. When you know him, if you're a professed Christian, dagnabbit, you know him. And when he calls to you, obey him instantly. What have I said? Oh, listen to the message. Weigh it for a good, lawful order, as any policeman will give you. A good, lawful order. When you are given a good, lawful order, obey it. God is a wonderful God, and is certainly a mysterious God. It is beyond my comprehension. I do not ask it to change. I obey it, the leadings of the Lord. And guess what? I'm probably happier than you are. Probably. I know I have joy, unmatched, unbeaten. Could be rivaled, I'm sure. But I know I have joy in the Lord that cannot be beaten. Now I have happiness too. I don't know how it happened. It just happened. I want to say it coincided with my announcing my retirement. Because I feel like the race had been run. And I did it. I did it. In spite of myself, I did it. He made me do it. He made me run the race. He took an expressed interest in me for some reason. Mine is not to question why. Mine is not to question why. Nathan Payne, Hale, who was that patriot? Mine is not to question why. Mine is but to do or die. And that's how I try to treat my relationship with the Holy Ghost now. It's just like, it tells me to do something, I do it. Or I do it 48 hours later. And when I do it 48 hours later, I'm a different person. And I will never be the same. When I disobey the leadings of the Lord. When I disobey, I am given a lesson. That's how much he loves you. Once you're his, and he takes an interest in you, he's not letting go. Tooth or nail, he's not letting go. Because he has his love, you. And he covets you. He covets you. He's allowed to covet, by the way. He alone is allowed to covet. Because it's all his anyway. It all belongs to him anyway, so he can covet if he wishes. I said that for you, God Daddy. I love you. There, that's just a bunch of jumbo mumbo. Hopefully it'll start your, what is today? In retirement, Greg? It's Friday, right? It's not Monday. I don't have any more Mondays. I had a whole bunch of them. 35 years worth. Every day was Monday. Yes. And now all I have is God. And he has me. And we are happy.